Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today what we're going to do is we're going to be baking the headlights. And if you don't know what that is, it's where you throw them in the oven and you bake it at 240 degrees for roughly 10 minutes. Some people go a little bit longer, but I don't. I just do 10. And then you peel the lens apart so that way you can remove if they have the big reflectors in here, you can remove those, but these don't. I will be painting all the chrome in here gloss white to match the car and then resealing them back up. So what we'll do, we'll get the oven preheated and then we'll go from there. Alright, as you can see, oven's preheated to 250 degrees. You'll want to put these in kind of quick because you don't want it to go back into preheat mode where the coils get hotter trying to get it back up to 250. You don't want to waste the heat. So we're just going to go ahead and lay them on the rack. And after we're done laying them on the rack, we'll set the timer for 10 minutes, come back to it, and we'll get started. Alright, it's done, so now we're going to go ahead and take it out. Alright, now that we got it out, we're going to go ahead and start in this corner down here. And to people who are sensitive to heat, it's hot, but I've worked around it long enough, it's no biggie. You'll want to start at the bottom, mostly because you don't want, if you screw it up, you don't want to see it. So start at the bottom, pry your way up. Just be very careful. Alright, so it was a little bit more of a pain in the butt. I probably could have put it in there for another 5 minutes at 240 degrees. Took me 9 minutes to tear this thing apart. So after you do that, if it's not hot enough, try to get a heat gun or a blow dryer and heat the gasket. I forget what they call it, but heat this stuff back up. And whenever you go to reinstall it, you could probably throw it in the oven and heat it up a little bit so it goes back together better. But you're going to want to, basically it's like sticky tack right now. You're going to want to heat it back up and lay it back down. And I use gasket sealer to reseal these together. That way it's waterproof and it makes a good seal. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing torn apart right here so that we can paint this part, this chrome piece, gloss white. And while we're at it, we're going to go ahead and clean up the inside of this thing because it's pretty disgusting. And so we'll get started doing that. Alright, so we got it all clean. I cleaned this inside and out. Lightly scuff it up, just like a Scotch-Brite pad or something. And then we'll go out and shoot it with the gloss white and put some clear over it. And it'll go back in like this. Well, technically the clear cover goes over it first, but this actually just has a screw here and a screw up here, and this piece comes right out after you undo those screws, or at least on this one it did. So I'm gonna go out and clean it up, but I use Dawn dish soap to make sure that there's no wax or grease on there. It works pretty good, so go out and spray it. Alright, so got the second one out of the oven. Now we're going to go ahead and start just like we did at the last one. These have little tabs, you need to pry them up a little ways, that way they don't break off. And the best time to do it is when it's hot. I left this one in just a couple minutes longer to make it a little easier to pry open. So we'll see how much easier it is. I went for 12 minutes on this one. So this only took 3 minutes versus the last one that took 9. Yeah, so I'd do 12 minutes at 240 degrees. Make sure it's not too close to the actual heating element and the heating coil, because it could cause an issue. Now that we got it apart, go ahead and get all this stuff cleaned up, get this prepped for paint, and get the other stuff installed. Alright, now that I got the housing painted white, I put the reflector back on, and I don't think I'm going to put this one back on. I think I'll just run an orange bulb, just because I think it looks a little bit cleaner with just an orange bulb rather than this ugly thing. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back in the case. Very carefully. Put it back in the car. I think it looks pretty good. Should look really good with the white. So I am currently heating up the headlight for this, so that way this sealant seals back up real easy, and I'm even going to put a couple dabs of gasket seal. Alright, so it's heated up really nice. This glue's really tacky. I think I could probably get away with not putting sealer, but I'm going to go ahead and put black silicone gasket sealer just in the spots I think it needs it the most. Alright, now that I got the gasket sealer, it's mostly on the bottom. The top has a crap ton up top, so I'm just going to leave it. If it has a problem where it moistures up, I'll just take it back apart very simply and re-gasket seal it. I don't have a problem putting an extra labor. I'm a stay-at-home dad, so I get bored sometimes. Alright, and there you have it. That's how you do it. You want to make sure that these tabs up top here are pushed back down over all the way around, because if not, it won't have a good seal. That looks pretty good to me. I think I'm going to go put these back on the car. I'm going to finish the other one first. But yeah, seems like it sealed up pretty good. You might want to hold it in place for a little bit, you know, not very long, just long enough for it to kind of cool, just so that you don't have any separation. So I'm going to get started on that, put them in the car, and get a video of what it looks like on the car. Alright, there it is, everyone. Looks awesome. Love it. Definitely gives it a different look. Also, I'm still working on getting a fender for this side with the big wheels that I had on it. It actually crunched it in, so now I have no choice but to replace it. This is what the wheels look like. They look fantastic. The car's coming together pretty nicely. So, thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna have more content coming soon. This weather's been absolute crap lately, so definitely stick around and stay tuned. About said stick tuned. Yeah, you can't really see it over here, it's the lighting, but I got a new fender for this side, I just haven't painted it and put it on yet. So next is the hood. Bumper's gonna get repainted because there's a few spots that need some attention. Obviously that'll get fixed. But it's looking pretty good. Sounds pretty good, runs really, really good. I'll show you with the headlights on. Looks awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. Definitely stay tuned for more content.